Your friend just moved 1 hour west across the state line. Same kind of house, same suburbs, same Saturday morning routine. Then he tells you his retirement income tax dropped to zero. In the next 10 minutes, you'll know exactly which 13 states do not tax retirement income and how one short border move can keep $200,000 in your pocket over a normal retirement. And the trap most retirees fall into has nothing to do with income tax. It hides inside three other taxes nobody walks you through. Pick the wrong border, and the headline savings disappear in year one. When most people picture moving for taxes, they picture Florida. They picture Arizona, the desert, a full uprooting. They picture a different climate, a new airport, months of logistics, and a stack of moving boxes that cost more than the savings. That is the wrong picture. For most retirees, the biggest tax move is not across the country. It is across one state line. The savings hide in places nobody talks about. Not because they are not there, but because the math takes a minute to add up. The real question is not where to retire. The real question is what you stop paying when you cross a border and what you keep paying anyway. Because there are four taxes in retirement, not one. There is income tax on your retirement money. There is property tax on the house. There is sales tax on everything you buy. And there is estate tax when you pass it on. Most retirees only look at the first one. That is why they miss the trade. Here's the part nobody walks you through. 9 states have no income tax at all. Those 9 are Alaska, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming. None of them will touch your 401k withdrawal, your IRA draw, your pension, or your Social Security. That line on your state tax return becomes zero. But there are 4 more states that do tax wages and do not tax retirement income at all. Those 4 are Illinois, Iowa, Mississippi, and Pennsylvania. If you are pulling money from a 401k, an IRA, a pension, or Social Security in any of those 4, the retirement income line is zero, even though the wage earner next door is paying a normal state tax. 2 more states just changed their math. Michigan finished phasing out its retirement income tax in 2026. West Virginia stopped taxing Social Security benefits on January 1st of this year. That is real, and it is current. And it matters because if you wrote off those states 3 years ago, the numbers you used are wrong now. So here is what an actual border move can do. Take a couple living in New Jersey, both 65, pulling $140,000 a year out of retirement accounts and Social Security combined. New Jersey lets some of that through tax-free, but on this income, they still owe the state around $5,000 a year. Their property tax on a $550,000 home, at the state average of 2.4%, runs them about $13,000 a year. That is one of the highest property tax burdens in the country. They moved to Pennsylvania, 1 hour west. It is the same kind of neighborhood, with a smaller property tax line because home values are lower for the same square footage. And Pennsylvania does not tax their retirement income at all. The income tax line goes to zero. The property tax line on a $420,000 home at 1.5% drops to about $6,300 a year. Add it up. They save $5,000 on the income tax and $7,000 on the property tax. That is $12,000 a year in their pocket. That is year one, and it repeats every year after. $12,000 a year over a 25-year retirement is $300,000. If they invested those savings at a modest 5% return instead of spending them, they cross $500,000. All of that comes from one state line, one drive, one change of address. That is not luck. That is the 4-tax stack, adding up in their favor instead of against them. So what does this look like in real life? Here are 3 cases. Take case 1, the most likely move. Picture Maria. She is 62 and retiring out of Los Angeles. She has been living in the same house for 22 years. Her property tax is locked low under Proposition 13 at about $7,700 a year, on a house now worth $700,000. Her retirement income is $150,000 a year from 401k draws and Social Security combined. California taxes that retirement income at around $10,000 a year. There is no exemption. California does not care if you earned it through 40 years of work. They tax it like wages. Maria moves to Nevada, one state over. Nevada has no state income tax, and her $10,000 tax bill goes to zero. She buys a smaller house in Reno for $500,000. Property tax at 0.55% comes to about $2,750 a year. That is lower than her Prop 13 number in LA because Nevada's rate is just that low. She saves $12,500 a year. Multiplied over 25 years, that is roughly $312,000. And she did not have to change time zones to get it. Now take case 2, the quiet best case. Picture David and his wife. They are 65, retiring out of New Jersey near Princeton. Their combined retirement income is $140,000 a year. Those are the numbers we just walked through. They cross into Pennsylvania, into a smaller home in Bucks County. They save $12,000 a year. That builds to $300,000 over 25 years, closer to $500,000 if they invest the savings instead of spending them. What makes this the quiet best case is the second decision they made. They sold the New Jersey house. They did not keep it. They did not try to hold both. And that brings us to case 3. Now, case 3, the trap. Picture Mike. He is 60, retiring out of California. He sees no state income tax on Texas and assumes it is automatically the cheaper move. He buys a $600,000 home in Austin. Property tax in Texas averages 1.8%. His new annual property tax bill comes to about $10,800 a year. In LA, his Prop 13 frozen property tax on a $900,000 home was about $9,000. He just gave up a tax advantage that took him 2 decades to build. He saved $10,000 on state income tax. He added $2,000 to property tax. His sales tax went up. He uprooted his life. His actual savings landed closer to $7,000 a year. That is still real money, but it is not the headline he thought he was buying. That is not bad math. That is incomplete math. He looked at 1 tax instead of 4. There are 3 things the listicle videos never mention. They matter more than the headline rate. The first one is residency. You do not become a Florida resident by buying a Florida house. New York, New Jersey, and California audit aggressively for what they call domicile fraud. The 183-day rule is the floor, not the ceiling. They look at where your driver's license is registered, where your cars are titled, where you vote, where your doctor is, where your mail goes. If you keep a foot in both states, the high-tax state will keep taxing you, and they will win that fight. The second is estate tax. 12 states still have one. Massachusetts, Oregon, Washington, and Maryland are on that list, and the exempt thresholds vary widely. If you have built real wealth, the state your estate clears through matters. Florida and Texas do not have one. Pennsylvania does, but it is a smaller bite than most. The third is healthcare. Medicare is federal, but supplemental costs vary state to state. Medigap premiums vary. The local cost of care varies. A $2,000 a year swing on health costs eats a chunk of your tax savings before you ever see them. And here's the part that ties it all together. If you missed this until today, you did not miss it because you were not paying attention. Most retirees miss it. The math hides in places nobody walks you through. It is not your effort. It is the structure of the 4 tax system. The dollar you save in retirement also compounds. $12,000 a year kept in your account instead of sent to the state is not just $12,000. It is the next 25 years of that $12,000 earning a return alongside the rest of your portfolio. The 4 tax stack works both directions. Add it against you and it bleeds you slowly. Add it for you and it pays back the cost of the move inside the first decade. Here are 3 things to take with you. First, the move is not always cross-country. The biggest tax swing might be 1 border away. Think Pennsylvania if you are in the Northeast. Think Nevada if you are in California. Think Florida if you are in the mid-Atlantic. Second, there are 4 taxes in retirement, not 1. They are income, property, sales, and estate. Add them all before you decide. A state with no income tax can still cost you more. Third, the savings only count if the move is clean. Pick a state, move there. Sell the old house. Register the cars, get the license. Vote there. Half a move buys you half the savings and a year of paperwork from your old state's tax office. Tonight, pull up your state's retirement income tax page. Then pull up the one across your nearest border. You are looking for three numbers. They are the income tax rate on pensions and IRA withdrawals, the average property tax rate, and the sales tax rate. Write the difference down. That is the number that has been hiding in plain sight. If you found this useful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more simple explanations.